purchase the burger. This is known as demand. Maybe you want to go for steak dinner. Maybe you want to go for chicken. But when you see your pocket doesn't allow to go for chicken or steak dinner. And at the end, what you will say? I'll purchase burger. Because this is in your limit. This is in your budget limit. So this is your demand. So it is very, very important to understand want and demand. As a marketer, as a MBA student, it is very important for you to understand that your focus not on the want, your focus on the demand. So what is a demand? Demand include three things: desire to buy, willingness to pay, and third is ability to pay. Desire to buy, that you really want to purchase that product. Willingness to pay, you are ready to pay for, you are ready to pay. Clear? And ability to pay, you have the sufficient fund to pay for that product. There is a difference between desire and willingness. Again, it is very important for you to understand. Desire, in desire, wish factor is greater, but determination factor is less. Desire means wish factor is greater and determination factor is less. Willingness means determination factor is higher and wish factor is less. So this is very important to understand the difference between desire and will. So when you desire to buy, you want to purchase that product. Willingness to pay, yes, you are ready to pay. Third is ability to pay, yes, you have the sufficient fund to pay for that product. This is known as demand. Willingness to pay means that I'm ready to pay for that product. Sometimes what happens, there are two brands. I like both of the brands of the car, but still I have confusion whether I should go for A car or for B car. Clear? So if you have the confusion, it means you does not have will to pay. So this is very, very important to understand. If any one of the factor is missing, suppose ability to pay is missing, there is no demand. If desire to buy is missing, there is no demand. If willingness to pay is missing, there is no demand. When all these three factors combinedly will be there, then you can say that yes, the demand is created in the market. So what is the demand? Demand refers to the quantity of a commodity which a customer buy at a particular price and at a particular period of time. The quantity which you purchase at a particular price at a particular period of time. Particular price, very, very important to understand that on that particular price of a product you are ready to buy. Suppose the price of the product is 20 rupees. I said that yes, I'm ready to buy. Now the price of the product increases to 25. Now it means I have to pay 5 rupees more extra to purchase that product. So I'll say that I do not want to purchase that product at 25 rupees. So whatever the price of the product is in the market, are you ready to purchase at that price? At a particular period of the time. The time period is very, very important for a marketer to understand. Suppose you say that, yes, I like the product. Yes, I have the money to pay for that product. And I really want to buy the product. But right now, I will not buy the product. I will buy the product maybe after 5 months, 6 months, maybe after 1 year. So in that case, it is also not considered demand. For example, I want to purchase a refrigerator. Fine. Now what comes in my mind? I decided that I will purchase the Whirlpool refrigerator and it is available at this price in the market. I'm ready to buy. But what comes in my mind? I think that during Diwali, there are lots of options are available. Replacement options are available. So many discounts are available. Gift options are available. So I think that no, I'll delay my decision. Right now, I'll not purchase the refrigerator. After 4 months, we have the Diwali in the month of November, and I'll purchase the refrigerator in the month of November. At that time, the winter also started. So definitely the refrigerator prices also start to decrease. So is it demand? It is not a demand. Because right now, I'm not ready to buy the product. So time period means at that time period, you should be ready to buy the product. If you are delaying your decision to buy the product, even it is not considered demand. So we have the two types of demand over here generally, the individual demand and market demand. Let's understand with this table. Individual demand, the demand of a one person for a particular commodity at different price level. It is known as individual demand. Clear? Suppose you want to purchase an apple. Now the consumption of apple in every house is different. In some houses, they bring, 1 kg apple, some 2 kg apple, some 1.5 kg apple. So the consumption each and every home, it is different. So individual demand means a particular family or a particular person, how much quantity he demand for a product. It is known as individual demand. Market demand means the demand of whole of the market, the demand of all of the customers available in a particular area. Clear? If I'll see the demand of apple in Ambala city, suppose. So individual demand means the demand of my house in the apple, the consumption of apples in my house. That is the individual demand. Market demand means all those people who are living in the Ambala city and purchase apple. So the demand of all those people. Suppose if there are 2 lakh people in Ambala city, suppose, and only 60,000 people purchase apple and other they do not like to purchase apple because there are different fruits are available in the market. Fine. Suppose only 60,000 people purchase apple. So the demand of all those 60,000 people at a particular time period is known as market demand. And this is shown in the timetable that when the price of the product is 1, 2, 3, 4 rupees, the demand of one person is this one, demand of B person is also given. Market demand means demand of A person plus demand of B person. So 5 plus 4, it is 9. 4 plus 3, 7. 3 plus 2, 5. 2 plus 1, 3. So this is known as market demand. So what is a demand curve? Demand curve basically says that there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. And generally it happens. Everybody knows that there is an inverse relationship between the price as well as the demand. When the price of the product is high, demand will be less. And when the price of the product is less, demand will be high. Fine. So everybody knows that. So it means that curve, the demand curve will be in the downward direction. That you can see, that is visible in the picture also. On x-axis, you are having quantity demanded. On y-axis, you are having price. In the beginning, the price is very high, demand is less. But as the price is decreasing, demand is increasing. But always remember, student, it is not always feasible for each and every kind of the product. It also depends upon what kind of product you are purchasing. For example, if I'll take the example of luxurious product, what is our perception in case of luxurious product? If I'll talk about the Mercedes, I'll talk about the Rolls-Royce. If I'll talk about the diamond, if I'll talk about very precious gems and jewelries. Now, in that case, this is generally our perception that if the price of the product will be high, it means it is having high quality. Generally, it is considered in the market. The diamond have high price, it means it is having high quality. If it is having high quality, it is having high demand. So in case of precious product, in case of expensive product, the demand curve will not be in the downward direction. Because in case of precious product, as the price will increase, their demand will also increase. Because this is generally perception in that case, that high will be the price, high will be the quality. This is the perception in case of luxurious products. Now, types of good. It is very important to understand, before going to this chapter. The normal goods, inferior goods, luxury goods, and given goods. Normal goods are those goods, if your income will increase, the demand will increase. If your income will decrease, demand will decrease. In daily routine, we are making use of so many products. In the kitchen, in daily routine life, we are purchasing garments, shoes, cosmetic products, and all these are normal goods. Fine. Because when my income increases, maybe I'll purchase more footwear. Maybe I'll purchase more dresses. Maybe I'll purchase more cosmetic material. Fine. So these are normal goods. Inferior, low quality products. So what is a low quality product? What are the inferior products? If my income will increase, demand will decrease. And if my income will decrease, demand will increase. Definitely. If your income will increase, what comes in your mind? That my income has increased now, I'll purchase better quality product. Suppose you wear local, brand t-shirt, local brand t-shirt having okay kind of quality. So what happened? Immediately you got an increment in your company, or maybe you got a better job opportunity and your income increased. So what you will think? Then after, once your income is increased, you will never think about to purchase that low quality t-shirt. You will try to go for a brand that I'll purchase A brand or B brand or C brand because, my level has increased, my income has increased. So these low quality products are known as inferior. So as your income will increase, you will, start to leave the consumption of inferior products. Luxury products, same. Your income will increase, the demand for luxury products always increase. Income will decrease, demand for luxury products always decrease. So what is the difference between normal and luxury? In case of luxury, that the change in income should be very high. In case of normal, maybe the change in income is not very high, but in case of luxury product, you will demand when the change in income is very high. If it is a, minute change or micro change, at that case, it is not feasible for you to demand for a luxury product. Giffen goods. Giffen goods are a kind of the inferior products, but they are different from inferior products. So giffen products are those products which are, a kind of the inferior product. But yes, if the price will increase, then what will happen? The demand will increase also. And what you can say, or demand, the change in the demand will not be very high in that case. For example, wheat, rice, salt, all these kinds of the products are giffen goods. They come under the category of inferior products. But yes, they are a kind of inferior product, but actually they are not inferior. They are separated from the inferior category. These are known as giffen goods. Why these are giffen goods? For example, in case of, suppose, the price of salt decreases. Suppose salt is a giffen good. The price of salt decreases. So generally what happens? If the price will decrease, demand will increase. Now the price of salt is decreasing. So you will purchase more salt? No, you will not purchase more salt. But as per the demand and price relationship, the price is decreasing, demand should increase. But in case of salt, if the price will decrease, the demand will not increase. What is the basic reason behind that? Number one, it is a perishable product. Fine. It is a, they have limited time life, maybe 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months, 5 months, not more than that. They have limited time period. So you cannot store salt for a long period of the time. Number one. So you cannot purchase in large quantity. Number two, if the price of salt is decreasing, it does not mean that you start to consume more and more salt in your dish, because your taste has already been developed for salt. If salt price is decreasing, it does not mean that you will purchase more salt and you will start to consume more salt. So there will be very little change in your demand if the price is decreasing or increasing. So these are known as the giffen goods. So now come to the determinants of demand. So these are the determinants of demand. So what is the mean of determinants of demand? Determinants of demand means all those factors which affect the demand of a product. Determinant means the factor which affect the demand of a product. Very much, everybody knows that. The price of the product, P means price of the product, PR means price of related product. It can be a substitute or complementary product. T means taste, H means habit, I means income, advertisement. And apart from that, there are still, many factors, your culture, your, present conditions. There are multiple factors which affect the demand of a product. But here we have mentioned 4 to 5 factors, but I'll not say that these are only these factors. There are multiple factors apart from them which affect the demand of a product. Fine. Sometimes we do situation-based purchasing also. It is also a demand. So let these 4 or 5 factors one by one. The first is the price of a product. Definitely, if the price will increase, demand will decrease. Price will decrease, demand will increase. Inverse relationship between demand and price. But I have already told you that if the product is luxurious product, in that case, the concept will not work. So it also depends upon what kind of the product you are purchasing. Second, we are having price of related product. Related product means it can be a substitute product or it can be a complementary product. Fine. So if it is a complementary product, what are the complementary products which are consumed together? Like, for example, bread and butter consumed together, pen and ink consumed together, socks and shoes consumes together, car petrol consumes together. So these are complementary products. So here what will happen? If the price of one product will increase, then the demand for other product will decrease. For example, if the prices of bread are increasing or it become expensive to purchase bread, then what will happen? The demand of butter automatically decrease, because generally people purchase butter from the market to consume it with bread. So if the bread are expensive, it means you are not purchasing bread or you are doing the less consumption of bread, then definitely it will also affect the demand of the butter. Similarly, in case of substitute product. So what are the substitute product? Substitute product are those, which can be replaced with one another. For example, tea can be replaced with the coffee. It is a substitute product. And two brands of salt, Captain Cook Namak or Tata Salt, these are the, substitute product of each other. Similarly, lemon juice or the another kind of the juice can be substitute of each other. Coke and Pepsi, they generally consider the substitute of each other, which can be replaced with one another. So these are substitute products. Now, what will happen in that case? If the price of one product will increase, the demand of other product will automatically increase. For example, if the prices of coffee are increasing, so what will happen? People will make less consumption of coffee because it is expensive. Now, what you will do? If people are making less consumption of coffee, automatically they will shift for tea. Clear? So if the prices of the coffees are increasing, it means less consumption of coffee. Less consumption of coffee means more consumption of tea, because they are substitute product. The third is the taste. Yes, it is very, very important. The taste of the consumer play a very important role in the consumption. These days, Indian market, is very much occupied by the, fast food, Chinese food. So what is happened? With the passage of the time, the taste of the consumer has changed. And that is why the demand for the Spanish food, the Chinese food, the fast food product automatically has increased. It is only because of taste. Because if I'll compare it, if I'll go, back in the 10 years back or 15 years back, people were not having that kind of the taste. But these days, people have developed that kind of the taste. So what will happen? The demand of all these products is increasing. So taste is very, very important factor. Sometime what happen, if the price of the product is high, but you have a taste for that product, even then you will purchase it. Fine. Your customs, your lifestyle. If you have a particular lifestyle, you want to live that lifestyle, then definitely you will demand for a product. Fine. Your, customs. As per customs, you demand for a product. For example, during festival season, if it is, compulsory for you to wear sari or to come in the traditional dresses, what happens? The demand for the traditional product automatically increases. During marriage season, you have seen that the demand of the, Indian cultured products, Indian cultured dresses or Indo-Western dresses or lehengas and other products automatically increased because it is in our custom. Your values, your age also very, very important factor, because young age people, most of the young age people, they go for Chinese food or maybe they go for the fast food. But once you crossed 40, 45, then that happened with the passage of the time. The demand for such kind of the product become less because you become more health conscious. Same with the gender. Males have sometimes different taste for different products. Females have different kind of the taste for different category of the product. So taste is a very, very important factor that affect the demand of a product. Now we have the hobby of the consumer. Hobby of the consumer definitely convince the customer to purchase that product. For example, if that is in your hobby to cook food. Suppose your mother like to cook food and that is her hobby. Then what will happen? If your mother, she is having the hobby of cooking food, or cook different kind of the dishes, then what you will find, your kitchen will always be filled up with the different kind of the stuffs, different kind of the dishes. The demand for different masalas, the demand for different gravies, the demand for different kind of the product automatically increased, because she liked to cook food. She do experiments in the kitchen. So all the stuff which is used to prepare that food, the demand for that automatically increased. Similarly, if gardening is your hobby, you will find all the products which are related to the gardening. You will find different kinds of the product in your house. You will demand for those products. If you like to play cricket, so the stuff, the bat, ball, stump, and other products which are related to which are required to play the cricket, you will find all these products. You will demand these kind of the products. So hobby is very, very important. Income of the consumer. Income is very, very important factor. If the income is high, the demand for the product will be high. And if the income is less, the demand for the product will be less automatically. Effect of advertisement. Advertisement play very, very important role. And that is why, most of the companies, they are going for the advertisement. Whether it is, you are giving the advertisement on TV or online advertisement, whether it is, it is through flyer, or it may be through billboards, or any other medium you are using to advertise the product. But advertise plays a very important role in the demand of a product. Yes, generally I have seen that more advertisement and more will be the demand of the product. Generally it happens because it is able to create an image of the product in the market. Suppose I go to a shop and the shopkeeper said to me, ma'am, you try this product. So what I'll say that I have not heard about this product. I have never seen the advertisement related to that product. And especially if it is a cosmetic products, I'll not purchase that product if I've not heard the, about the product. It means if there is no advertisement, if I have not heard about that product, I'll not go for that product. Similarly, suppose a new product come into the market, I have seen lots of advertisement related to that product. Then I'll go to the shop. If I'll see the product on the shelf of the shop, then what I'll say to the shopkeeper, that I want to purchase that product, because I have seen lots of advertisement is coming related to that product. Then there may be the possibility that I'll purchase that product. So advertisement also play very, very important role. Now the law of the demand. Law of the demand says that there is an inverse relationship between the price as well as the demand. If the price of the product is high, the demand will be less. And if the price is less, demand will be high. One is increasing, one is decreasing, one is decreasing, other one is increasing. So this is the law of the demand. Now, exceptions to the law of the demand. Now it says that law of the demand is not applicable for each and every kind of the product. Every situation law of the demand is not applicable. So there are certain situations where the law of the demand is not applicable, like article of distinction or Veblen goods. Veblen goods means luxurious goods. Veblen is not a new word. Veblen means luxurious products. Article of distinction, that is high quality. So Veblen goods are the luxurious products. So if their price will decrease, it does not mean that their demand will increase, because generally it is the perception in case of luxurious products, more will be the price, more will be the quality, and more will be the demand. The diamond having the high price is considered high quality and is high demand in the market. Second is the consumer ignorance. Consumer ignorance means sometimes you are not aware about the price of the product, that what is the price of the product. So sometimes what happens if the price of the product is very high, but even then you will demand that product. It is because of the consumer ignorance. For some product, generally it is happen, if you are purchasing a branded product, generally we are aware the price of the brand. There are different mediums to find out the price of the product. You can talk to your friends, you can talk to your family members, you can see that product on the YouTube, you can check out online that what different websites are providing the branded product at what price, and you can check the consumers, they give views regarding the products and all. So there are different ways. So if it is in a branded product, you are well aware about the price of the product. But what about the local products? Local shoes, local dress material, local cosmetic material. There are so many things, which, they do not have, good quality or have image in the market. So what about those products? So sometimes what happens, because we are not aware, suppose I want to purchase a footwear and I'll purchase local footwear. So I don't know exactly that what is the price of this product in the market. So what can I do? Either I'll go to 3, 4, or 5 shops, I'll confirm the price of the product, and then I'll purchase the product. Because this is not feasible, to search out the market to purchase the footwears. Every time it is not feasible for me. So what I will do, I'll go to the shop. If I like the product, I'll purchase that local brand. Fine. And when I'll see the same product at another shop and they are providing the same product at a very less price, then what I'll say? Oh, I purchased that product at 500 rupees, but here it is available at 450 rupees. It means the price was high, 500 rupees, but even then I purchased the product. So this is consumer ignorance. In case of branded products, I have never seen that this is feasible, because brand's price, we always aware about brand's price. Giffen goods, I told you, like the wheat, like the rice, like the salt and all. If their prices are increasing, it does not mean that the demand will increase, or sometimes demand increase, but very, very less. I have given you the example of salt, that if the price of salt will increase, it does not mean that you will purchase more salt. Yet it is happened that if the prices of the textile, the prices of the garments is decreasing, I'll purchase more and more dresses. I'll purchase more and more footwear. I'll purchase more and more cosmetic material. That is feasible. But that does not happen in case of consumption of rice is limited in your family, because there are limited members in your family. You know that. If I'll store it for a long period of the time, then definitely the quality of the product will go down, or it will expire soon. Fine. The fourth is the expectation of rise or fall in the prices in the future. If you know that in the future the price of the product will increase or the price of the product will decrease, even then, the law of the demand will not work. For example, the prices of the product is okay, it is not very high, and the people like the product, they want to purchase the product. But soon they came to know that in the future, the price of the product may go down. So right now they have the demand of the product, they are ready to buy, they have desire to buy, they have the ability to pay, but even then they are not purchasing, because they are thinking that when the festival season will come, I'll purchase the product. Similarly, if in the future you feel that the price of a particular product will increase, suppose if I'll say to you that the price of a particular brand will increase in the market, so what will happen? You will purchase in the present. You will not delay your decision. Consumer illusion. Illusion, it is a kind of Brahm. So consumer illusion, that consumer, does not have the exact knowledge about the product, or sometimes customer feel that I have purchased the product at a right price, but actually it is not a right price. Sixth is the necessity of life. Yes, life necessity, that does not, here the law of the demand is again does not apply. Life necessity means like your food, your shelter, your water. If the prices of the water will increase, but even then I'll purchase the water because it is my necessity. I cannot live without it. It does not mean that if the price of the food will decrease, I'll stop to eat food. I'll stop to eat chapati or rice or dal or any other thing. War or emergency. During war or any kind of the emergency, what will happen? The law of the demand will not work. You have seen that what happened during Russia and Ukraine war, when the people in the Ukraine, they were know that the war can be start at any time with the Russia, then immediately there was a lot of rush in the malls of Ukraine. People immediately started to store the product, because know that once the war will be started, they will not be able to purchase the product, because at that time no shop will be open, number one. Number two, the supply of the product will be stopped because of war. Number three, the product is not available in the market. So people started to store the product at that time. So even that the law of the demand did not work at that time. Commodities with special brands. Sometimes, we are very brand conscious. And if we are very much brand conscious, even then the price of the product is very high, but we will purchase the product. Fine. Suppose your father always liked to wear the shirts of Raymond's. Your father liked Raymond's brand. With the passage of the time, Raymond's has become expensive. But if you only wear Raymond products, you only wear Raymond shirts, then even the price is increasing, but even then you will purchase the Raymond shirt. Why? Because you are brand conscious. If you are brand conscious regarding the Nike shoes and you always wear Nike shoes, even then the prices of the Nike shoes will increase, but even then you will purchase it. I have seen in case of the cosmetic product, girls are very conscious about the cosmetic brands. If their cosmetic product is very expensive, but even then they'll purchase it. Why? Because they do not want to take any kind of the risk or experiment. So when you are brand conscious, even your brand prices are increasing, but you will purchase the brand. This was the exceptions to the law of the demand. Now the next is the change in the demand. Now the demand can be changed in two ways. The first, we are having the movement along the demand curve, and the second is the shift in demand curve. Movement along the demand curve, extension, contraction, and shift in increase, decrease. I'll explain it in coming slides one by one. This is known as change in quantity demanded or movement along the demand curve. Movement along the demand curve or change in quantity demanded means if the price will increase or decrease, then the change will come in demand. If the price will increase, the demand will decrease. If the price will decrease, demand will increase. In the table, in this graph, you can see that on x-axis we are having demand, on y-axis we are having price. When you are moving from A to C, this is known as contraction. Why? Because when I am moving from A to C, what is happening? The price of product is increasing and the demand of the product is decreasing. Similarly, when I am moving from A to B, it is known as extension. Extension means increase, contraction means decrease. Extension. So when I'm moving from A to B, my demand is extending. Why? Because the price of the product is decreasing from OP to OP1 and the demand of the product is increasing from OQ to OQ, OQ1 to OQ3 or OQ to OQ1. Clear? So this is known as contraction, extension. Simple term, if price will increase, demand will decrease. This is known as contraction. If price will decrease, demand will increase. It is known as extension. This is known as movement along the demand curve. Next, we have the shift in the demand curve. It means you are not on the current demand curve. You are not on the current demand curve. Your demand curve is shifted. Either it is shifting on the upward direction or it is shifting on the downward direction. Movement means you are on the same demand curve. You are not changing your position. But here, you are shifting. It means you are changing your position. Either you are going to the upward direction or you are going to the downward direction. When it happens, suppose your income is increasing. If your income is increasing, then what happens? Even the price of the product is increasing, but my demand will also increase. You can see from the first graph over here, the product of the price is OP1, the demand is OQ1. The price of the product is increased OP2. What should happen? The demand should increase, but even then the demand of the product is increasing, it is OQ2. It may be because of many factors, because income is increasing, because of the culture, because of the customs, because you are brand specific, so there can be the multiple factors. So what happened in that case? Your demand will shift from D1 to D2. Similarly, in the second graph, it is very much clear. In the beginning, the price is OP1, the demand is OQ1. But even then, what is happening? When the price of the product is decreasing, OP2, the demand should increase. But it is not increasing. It is decreasing. Now the demand is OQ2. So this is known as D1 to D2. Now here, what is happening? Suppose the price of the product is decreasing. Now at that case, your demand should increase. But automatically what's happened? Your income is also decreasing, suppose. Or you lose your jobs. Suppose the price of the product is decreasing and at the same time you lose your jobs. So will you more demand for the product? You will not demand the product because your income resources have stopped or maybe your income level has decreased. So this is known as increase or decrease in demand. Increase in demand means when you have same price but more demand, or maybe you have more price but same demand. Decrease in demand means that same price, less demand, or less price, same demand. I have already explained it in the previous, graphs and all. Now we will look after the MCQs. The demand chapter is over. These are the concepts which were related to the basics of demand. So what is the first question over here? The law of the demand says that all else being equal. What is the meaning of all else being equal? Here the author is talking about the assumptions. I have already told you, even in previous lecture I was telling you, every concept in the economics have assumptions. If the assumptions will met, the concept will work. If one or two assumptions is not meeting or they are missing, then there may be the possibility that the concept, that the law, that the model will not work. So all else being equal means all assumptions are met over here. As the prices of the goods increases. So he is saying that if all assumptions are met, and if the price of the product is increasing, then what the law of the demand says that all we know that if all assumptions are met and prices of the product are increasing, then what will happen? The demand of the product will decrease. So the answer is B option. Quantity demanded decreases. Second, which of the following is not a determinant of demand? You have read that price of related product, taste, hobbies, income, advertisement, culture. There are different factors which affect the demand of a product. Clear? So one of the factor, cost of the production, which is different and it is not a determinant of demand. If the price of a normal good increases, normal goods, if your income will increase, the demand will increase, income will decrease, demand will decrease. If the price of normal good increases and the income of the consumer remains unchanged, it means there is no change in income. What will happen to the demand? Your income is same, it is not changing, it is a normal good. It means if the price will increase, the demand will decrease. So what will be your answer? That B option. Demand will decrease because here income is constant and price is increasing. And third, it is a normal good. Fourth question. An increase in the price of a substitute good will lead to. He's saying that if the price of substitute good increases, what will happen? In that case, to the original product. Take the example of tea and coffee. If the prices of coffee is increasing, what will happen? The demand of tea will increase. So here what will happen? The demand of original good will increase. So what will be the answer over here? A option. Increase in demand for the original good. Original is your tea, substitute is your coffee. The price of coffee is increasing. It means the demand of tea is, or your original good is increasing. Fifth question. The concept of ceteris paribus in the law of the demand means, yes, this is a new word, ceteris paribus. It means, generally means that all the assumptions are met. Always remember it. Ceteris paribus over here means that all the assumptions are met. All the conditions are met. So what is the option over here? C. All other factors are held constant except the price. This is in case of law of the demand he is talking. That ceteris paribus in law of demand means that all the assumptions are met of the law of the demand except the price. Because law of the demand will only work when all other assumptions are met. Then it will show you the relationship between the demand and price. It means, yes, price can change, but other factors like there should not be any kind of change in your income. There should not be any kind of change in your income, your taste, your customs, your values. Because sometimes what happens, the prices of the product is changing, but the demand do not change in the same way as per the law of the demand. Because your income is increasing, because your taste has changed, because your lifestyle has changed, because your culture has changed. Fine. So other factors should be constant, but yes, the law of the demand, price and demand relationship will work in the same way. And thank you from my side. This chapter is over. And yes, any query, anyone? And before taking any query, I want to say you that on this online portal, you can see there is a one assignment I have already given to you. MCQs I have already, given on the platform online. So there is a particular date to complete your assignment as well as to complete the MCQs and all. So please do it before the due date. Still, if any discussion form is also there, I have put one question over there. You start to raise some query regarding to it, or you start to share your views regarding to it, because it is related to the current economy, that what you think about the current economy, how this concept will work or not. So please see your discussion form. Discussion form simply mean over here, I have put a question related to the current market conditions and what you think about that. You can give your views about that. I'll read your news. I'll give my perceptions about that. What I think about that. Whether you are thinking in the right direction or wrong direction. MCQs are there and assignment is there. They assignment as well as MCQs have due date. Discussion form do not have any due date. So please complete it before the due date. Now, anything else which any student want to ask? Any query, any doubt, anything else? Sir, I have not covered here elasticity of demand because, it is a part of the demand and I'll cover it in the 5th lecture. But yes, you have raised your query. So I'll tell to you, what is the mean of elasticity of demand? Elasticity of demand means that the change in demand due to change in price. We know that when the price is changing, demand is changing. This is known as law of demand. But law of the demand will not tell you that if 10% price will increase, how much the change will come in the demand. You cannot calculate it. If the price is increasing, you will only say that, ma'am, price is increasing. In case of normal good, demand will decrease because the price is increasing. This is law of the demand. But if I want to calculate, I'll say to you, sir, please calculate the change in the demand. Then you have to make use of the concept of elasticity of the demand. Elasticity of the demand will give you a formula to calculate change in demand due to change in price. If a particular percent, if price is increasing by 10%, how much change will come in the demand? Maybe 6% demand is increasing or decreasing, 2% it is increasing, decreasing. If price is decreasing by 10%, how much demand will increase? Whether it will increase 2%, 3%, 4%. So you can calculate it, but under law of the demand, you cannot calculate it. Is it clear? Okay. Anything else? Anyone, please raise your query. Or if you have any doubt regarding to the assignment regarding MCQs, please, you are welcome over here.
Ma'am, please
Hello,
check
ma'am.
the chat.
Vishesh, yes.
Said, ma'am, please check the chat. There are a few questions.
Okay, there are a few questions. Just a second.
Ma'am, the question is about the assignment and the quizzes. So just let me clear to all the learners the schedule
Okay.
which has been